set 1 hour and 20 minutes. Okay, so you can ask anyway you don't understand. Yeah, so it's just a free course, freestyle course. So we start with our Android course today. So I'll begin by opening the Android. In the previous videos I recorded a video how to install Android Studio. If you don't have it, you can get it. Actually, I've already posted it. So we are going to open our Android Studio and begin with our projects of learning how to Android. So I'll be a little bit faster. If I not understand, you'll have to ask. So I'll open Android Studio. There it is loading as I'm setting our timer. There it is opening. Countdown. So stopwatch. Timer. It would be 1 hour. Maybe 20 minutes. That's enough. Yeah, bismillah. Okay. Then we are good to go there. Okay, so I'll close the project that I had opened before. Close project. My code is too slow. I don't know that people will see it clearly. And then after, you have to start a new project by simply clicking on new project. And I'll select an empty project so that we should start from scratch. And then you click on next. And then I'm going to give this project a name. So let me say layouts. I'm going to we'll be grouping them into topics. So I can put here, you cannot begin with 1, it's not allowed. The application name must begin with a letter. So I'll put layouts. So here I'll leave the package name the way it is. So you can change it if you want according to your domain. And then I'm going to create a folder where I'll be saving this. This project. So to do that, the domain is a package name that you will use to uniquely identify your package. So you can, if you're having a company that is having a domain or for the website, you can use this one. But you can use it, for example, you can put here, for example, I have a company called ugnews24.info.
Okay, so if you don't have the domain, then
if you don't have the domain, you can use any, because you can have a company with many applications, but every application must have its own domain. So you can say maybe this one, then .list, .layouts, .what. So it depends on you, but you can. This is just
you cannot change it later, right?
You can change it later. Yeah, you're allowed to change it later. But if you put on Play Store, you cannot change that. This is the one that we use to uniquely identify each application on internet, not on Play Store. So I'm going to get a place where I'm going to save these ones. So I'll click here. I have with the way I organize my projects for Android. What I did, I created a folder on C drive. On C drive, and this, this, and then C. So I created a folder called source. I put there my source code. And the way I organize my source code, I create a year and then a number of a month. So here I can help me too. So every project that I start in particular month, I put it under that folder. So here I have project that I started in August. I have folders, so it can help me to browse through. So that's how I simply do it. I can as well come now, since this one is just a course, so they need to be able to be organized. So I can organize them into topics. So I can come here under Android class sessions, or I can say, I can create another special folder and say Android Abdulaziz. I can say Aziz like this. So I don't know, this one will be just a special for Aziz classes. So I know all the projects Android. I'll be keeping them there. So organizing the project is very important in a way that if you don't organize your projects, you cannot know which one you began with and which one after some time. So I can create here my folder. For example, this one I'm going to call it 1 underscore maybe layouts. Very good. So why do I put 1? Because I don't want to do what? I want to know the second, the third, which one followed which. So after putting the folder, then I'll have come and select from here. You can as well create from here. So I can come here to layouts, and then I come here and read as is. I don't know that it's there. I have to refresh. See, click on refresh, it is there. Then I'll have to come to one layout, and then there it is. So I have to say finish. So it will be processed and then it will be created there. Let me try to zoom. I don't know whether these things will be clearly seen. So I come to settings and I try to increase the font so that when people see the code in a video, they should be able to see things clearly. Font size, I can make it 15, and then line spacing is okay. That's it. And then the IDE font size, I don't know, I can get it from. Let me search it from here. Our font size there. Then font size for the editor, I already set it. But let me make it 14. 15 is too huge. So I'll apply and then say okay. Then I've set the font size. So you'll have to wait for a minute as your project is doing that, is setting up itself. So it has finished. So that is our project. We are going to first explore and see how it is organized. But before we explore, we have I want to show you the architecture, the basic one. I'll not go into like into the details and the notes of Android. No, I'll concentrate much on what? On practicals. So first of all, the thing that an Android application must have to be there, first of all, is the manifest here. So manifest is always on top here. Sometimes you can hide this from here, you can see it from here. And this one, sometimes you can see it in form of projects. So if you put in form of projects, they'll give it in just in form of plain files. So if you want to put it in Android layout, in Android way, you just come here and put it in what? In Android. Then they'll organize in form of Android structure. Okay. Then we have manifest. So manifest is the one that will define things that are in your website, I mean in your project. Let me increase the font again. So people can see clearly. But still people will see clearly because it is a what? It is a full HD screen. There we go. Apply. Okay, there you can see. Hope they can see clearly. Yeah. So manifest is the one that will define the things in your application, which permission you're going to use, where is your icon located, what is the theme color, which activities. For example, every activity, like a page, every page that in your website, it must be defined here first. So this one is just like telling what everything. It is like a book content table of content in a book. You know, when you have a book, it always have a table of content. So this one is like a table of content of what? Of a book. Unlike web, they don't have this. You just put a web pages. But here in Android, you have to register some things. Yeah. So we have what? We have the activity, the main activity. So this main activity is now we have the activities. Activities is like a single page, or is a single complete layout for your Android application. In website we have pages. Like each page, it loads in a separate. When you load, it loads a separate page that is having a separate logic. Likewise to Android, every layout, every page or every module, it should have. It has its own. An activity is a separate instance of Android module. I should say. Like the way we can have a home page, about us page. So likewise to Android, we call them activities. So for Android activity, it has two things. It has the back end and the front end. So the back end will do the logic, and the front end will do the presentation on the screen. So that is the whole thing, how you should understand. The front end is what the user will see. The back end is what the brain. Yeah, everything will be done. For example, you can see here it is a what? It is a class, a public class of main activity, and it extends app compatibility activity. So this one, if we remove this one, if you know Java programming, this is just a plain class. You've created it and it has nothing. So it means that it will not do anything apart just from your own class. But when we extend it to Android app compatibility, then it will become an activity. This Android app compatibility, if I press Ctrl and I click it, it is a what? It is now the one that will communicate with the Android operating system, with the machine, with the Android itself. Yeah, it's the one that will give us ability to add on it, and then we are able to do what? We'll be able to do what? To communicate with the mobile phone. But if you don't have this, then you cannot communicate to the what? To the phone, unless you have to create your own millions and millions of code that can make at least one button on a what? On the screen. Yeah, but when we extend to this, then we'll have the all power of accessing the Android phone. So this is the what? Is the activity. So after the activity, it will override. So this, it means that this on create, it is a class that is already defined in the what? In the app compatibility. It's a method that is already defined in the app compatibility. So here you're doing what? You're overriding it. So you're adding your own code. You're putting your own rules. You understand overriding? You're putting your own rules. It would go and replace the other thing, and you put your own rules. So you override it. I'll not explain everything here. This is just an instance, like when you exit it, Android calls this instance and saves it. When you resume the application, it starts from where it stopped. So this is what we call an instance bundle. This is the meaning of these two lines. Then you have now the what? The layout. You see? Set content view. So this set content view, it's the one that will set the layout. Okay? So we can ask now, what is the layout? So this is the what? The brain behind. So the layouts, they are, and you can see how we accessed this one. We accessed under Java, and then under the package name that we had, and then we had that class. So you can ask now, where are the layouts? Layouts are again on another folder called resources. So resources are the things that we'll use in an application. We'll have their strings, we'll have strings, we'll have images, we'll have icons, everything, audio, everything that we'll use in the application that is not Java code. It will be under what? Under resources. So if you come here, we'll find drawables, you'll find layouts. So this is the one that we're looking for mostly. We'll have map, we'll find values. So the most one that we're interested in is the what? Is the layout. These others, we'll look at them. We'll look at them, don't worry. But what I'm interested in is the what? Is the layout. So the layout is the front side that the user will do what? Will be able to see. So when you open a phone, it will start with this main activity, and then it will have this layout. So every activity, it must be made of the back end and the front end. This is the back end and this is the front end. So if I open this layout, you'll see this is the layout, hello world. And here is the Android activity, I mean the back end, the knowledge, the brain. So before we proceed, so this is the layout. The question is, how do you access this layout? How do you connect this back end with the front end? I mean, how you connect front end with the back end. To connect front end with the back end, for example, you're setting set, I will say it's a set content view. We use what we call R. This R is a Android class. It is being provided by this app compatibility, and this R, it will help us to access anything that is in the resource. So if I want to access anything under the resource here, we'll have to use this R. For example, if I have, let me show you. For example, under drawables here, I have something called IC foreground. So if I want to access that one, for example, I can say r.what.drawables. Then here you're pointing in the what? In the folder of drawables. Very good. And then dot, then it will suggest for you things that are listed inside the what? Inside the drawables. You see, we have this and this. So if you want to use that one, you click there, and then you see it is here. So if you want to access this thing directly, just press Ctrl and click on it, and then Android, it will take you where it is. If you want to see where it is located in the Android Studio, you just click on this on this wheel. Then this wheel will drive you and take you to Walaikum Salam. It will take you to where it is. Take this one here. If you click on this, it will take.
My friend.
Isaac.
Excuse me, I forgot your I'm
So, if you click on this, it will take you to which thing that you opened. So the thing that you opened will be here. You can close it from that side. So since I'm not interested in this guy, so likewise, so here if we wanted to set the main layout to be the main activity, so it means that we had to say r.layout. Very good, because it's in the layout folder. Then instead dot, it will list for us all things that are inside that folder. Then dot main activity. Then to set that layout to be activity. So this set content view, its task is to set this activity to appear in the main screen of the Android phone. So we are going to run this project and see. So if you click here, then you see hello world here. So we're going to run this project and see what you're going to come up with. I already have the emulator, so I click on run. So it's going to process. So it is processing. Let me pause. Okay, mine. Welcome to a bit faster. So you can see on our mobile, it has done what? It has finished compiling, and we have the hello world there. So I've made our first Our first Android project. So without wasting much time, this is just nothing but a simple application that you can just open, and then where is it? Layout. It is here. Just click on it, and then it will open like that. As simple as that. So let us go back to our project and doing what? And start diving deeper. So we are going to concentrate on layouts. So it means that we are going to concentrate on the front end first. So in these layouts, if you want to, Android gives you two designs. I hope you can see clearly.
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, Android gives you two designs. The first one is the one that we see visually. The second one is the one that we see with the source code. You can as well hide the design. You see, they hide the source code only by clicking on this split, or you can see only the code only. Or you see source code and design by clicking on split. Code, it will show the code. This shows the design only. So most of the time we'll be using the code, not the design. I mean the design and the what? Yes. And the code. So we say that we're going to begin with the what? With constraint layout. So constraint layout, you can even go and search about it, because you cannot know everything in Android. But to keep on yourself doing different things, you have to always search for more. So constraint layout is the most popular one that we always use. Why? Because for it to use it, you have to give to provide different conditions. You have to provide conditions in order to implement it. So you can search here Android constraint layout, and then you can read more about it on the Android developers page, or you can get here on channel Java, and then here there is some tutorials. More people are talking about it. So if you want to become a good student, don't learn only from one teacher. So you can learn from other teachers.
Need a professional website? I created one for ours.
You can find them here. The guy will explain in a better way. And you can as well read. Then you will have to master how it is. You see? So constraint layout, the main thing is it will help us to define a layout with rules. Everything that we do, it will have some conditions that we put there. So in Android, the code, the Android layouts, they are organized in a tree form. I will have the main parent. You have only a single parent. For example, you cannot come and put another layout down here. No. That this XML, it must be a single parent. So under that single parent, then you can put things there. So you can see here we're having a constraint layout. So create a constraint layout, you just come here, you just open the curly bracket, and then the default one is constraint layout. So if I select this one, you see that even the bottom closing tag is also being changed. So I put constraint layout. When I write the word T, you'll see Android will suggest for me the full name of constraint layout. So when I press enter, it will write it for me, constraint layout. So when you're defining something in Android, you must when you're defining any view in Android, there are two things that you must specify. The first thing that you must specify is the width. So the width, and the second thing that you must specify is the what? Is the height. So width is say match parent, and height is say match parent. Another option, you have wrap content, and this one to make sure that it is as minimum as possible. And then you have match parent, which will make sure that it is as maximum as the container that is containing it. So those are the two. Wrap parent, wrap is as minimum as possible where the content stops in, and then wrap content is where the thing starts. I mean, the wrap content is where the content stops at. So after we have now, you can put there anything inside. But before we proceed, let me first differentiate the two things. There are two things that you must understand in Android. One is their container. There is a container which you call layouts. The first one is the what? Is a container which you call layouts. Then others we call them views. Both of them they are views, but the others they are for content, others are for organization. So layouts are for organization. Containers, they will help you to organize your content. They will not add anything or remove anything. For example, if you know HTML, a table is a layout. It will not add anything, it will not remove anything, but it will help you to organize things in boxes. A structure, very good. A div in HTML does not add anything, but it will help you to organize things in your. So likewise, Android, you have layouts and you have views. So now this one is a layout. It will help you to organize things according to given rules. Then you see, and inside the layout we have a view now. This is a text view. This text view, it will help us to do what? To put the text into the Android application. So you see, the first thing that we begin, we define the height, I mean the width and the height, just like the way I told you. So this linear layer, I mean this constraint layout, first of all, we can reference to it. So we can we can put something there while you're giving the reference to it. For example, you can see here, layout constraint bottom is the parent. So it means that this one, it should be up to the parent. Layout constraint top is the what? Is the parent. So the parent, when you reference to the parent, it means that you're referencing to something that is containing it. So this one, it will always make sure that it does not go outside the parent, and it does not go outside the left, in the side of left. So likewise, that's why when we'll change the mobile phone, this one will make sure that it does not go what? Let me show you. I want to put a landscape, you see. It will make sure it is within that. It will make sure that it is within that. So for example, now if I try to make it on top at this, you're going to see the code is going to be modified for us. So when I do like this, you see they have added something here. Constraint layout vertical bias. Now the ratio, the bias means the ratio. So the ratio is 0.25. So it means that the ratio that of vertical is 0.25. So for example, if I come and say 0.75, so it means that it's going to be here on top. That is called the vertical bias. So by using this vertical bias, you can position it anywhere. So if you have the vertical bias, it will make sure that it's always 75, even though we change the layout to landscape. It is within, but it is in the bottom. If we change to portrait, it is within, so that's what we call the bias. So you have the vertical bias, and you can guess the next one is the what? Is the horizontal bias. You see? So we have, did you specify the horizontal bias? Yeah. You see? horizontal bias is 0.775. So if we come here horizontal bias and we come and say maybe 0.75, so what will happen? It will always be here. And where is it referencing? It is referencing the parent that is containing it. You understand? So it means that even though we change the mobile phone, whether it is smaller or whether it is bigger, as long as it is changing, it will always be in that position, left bottom. If we put 2.5, so if we put 0.5, it will always be in the middle. You understand? So that is the main point of constraint layout. So we can still, I hope this one, even though I don't execute it, but you've got the point. We can still, let me increase the size. So just put font, just put that size, Android text size will help you. So you can maybe say 25 let's say DP. I don't remember these things. I've been in web. So 25 DP, it means that it is going to be as big as that, and it will be according to the pixels of the mobile phone. So you see, it is always there, whether it is increasing or not. So we can as well, that's the meaning of constraint layout. So if I run it now, we have these two things how we can run. You can either run by just updating the activity. So if you click in this one, it will just update the activity without repeating the whole code. If you click on the first one, it will let me show you. Okay, it has finished compiling, then it's going to launch it. It has finished. This is successful, and did not start the whole application. So it means that it will update only the code. This one can save time, this one. But if you do this, then it will have to rebuild the whole code and restart the application. So you do this when you have changed different files. But if you change only a single file in front end, you don't need to restart the whole application. So let us create another layout. So that's the meaning of constraint layout. Let me create another layout. So have another empty layout. We call it view layout. Okay, let me just, before we go there, let me create another layout. Control D to duplicate. Then you see both of them are in the same position. Now if we say this one is at 0.55, so it doesn't matter which one is on top and which one is on bottom, as long as you give the same position, 0.55. Okay, so you see this one is is in the middle, and both of them, they are referencing the same parent. So if you want to uniquely identify an element or a layout in Android, you have to give it an ID. Okay, so give an ID and then say @+. Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. You give it an ID and say @+, and then you put stroke and give the ID. So I can say text1 Kamara Lai. Good morning. I'm happy. So copy that. So if you put this, it will going to show an error. Why an error?
We cannot have this image.
Perfect. Cannot have two IDs. Now you see, both of these ones are relying on on the main parent, but you can as well make this one to be here on top, to rely on this top. So you see, right now it is relying on this one. So it means that even though you change it to this landscape, it will always be here. So now it can reach a time when it is even beyond on top of this one, because it does not matter about this. But if you want this guy to rely on this top or on this one, then you can either use UI or you can code it here. So I mean that instead of putting this one here, you'll have to remove it and make it. How do you remove it? Click there and move it to this one. So it means that right now the rules are going to be about this. You see, it has even ready. So when the ratio, previously the ratio was between the top parent and the bottom, but right now the ratio is going to be, this guy is going to define the rules for this one. The ratio is going to be this one. For example, the other time when you could say the vertical bias is 0.5, it could come in the middle. But if this time you say vertical bias, where is vertical bias? It is 0.5. it's going to become in the middle of this layout and this layout. So that's the constraint layout. You give the rules according to constraint. Then if you say that this top, this one, is it constraint at the bottom of this one? You see, it is constraint at the bottom of the text one. So I mean that this constraint, it says this guy should never go on top of this guy. So here it's a constraint at the top of parent. So it means that this guy should always be on top of this parent bottom. So like this one. So it means that even though you rotate the mobile phone, this guy will never be on top of this guy, no matter what. Even though you say vertical, for example, vertical bias is 1. You see, no, vertical bias. What is it? Vertical bias is 0. Yeah, it is now on what? On top of this. I mean just exactly below that. But if we make the vertical bias to what? To parent. Not now here how to remove the ID. To parent. What will this vertical hat parent, and then you come and make this one 1. What I want to say, if we make this vertical parent to parent, then make it 0, then mean it is not mind about this one, but it will mind about the parent. It can even pass on this. I think there you've got the point, and that's all about what? About the layouts, the constraints. You just give the constraints. That's what it meant by constraint layout. You give the rules. This guy should always be below this. This guy should never pass this one. This guy, you can use the IDs or you can use the parent. You can reference according to the parent or reference according to the IDs of the neighbors. Yeah. So like this. So if you want to learn more, there are YouTube videos that are there. I'll also give another video that I created for this layout, and then you can proceed. So proceed to another layout. Okay. So another layout is the linear layout. So I'll be a little bit faster because they are not that much complicated. We have a lot to cover, which is a little bit complicated than this. So I'm going to create, should I create another activity? Yeah. Let me create another activity for linear layout. So if I want to create another activity, should I create another activity? Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm going to create just another, I don't know what I should do. Okay, I'm going to create another activity because I don't know, we have not learned how to switch from layouts. Okay, I'm going to use the, okay, let me create another activity. Let me create another activity which is having the linear layout. So to create another activity, I'm going to show you. So you simply come you right click here on your package, here on top, right click on it and then say new and then say activity. Okay, and then you come, you say empty activity for the empty activity. Then I'm going to say this one's going to be linear layout. So I'm going to put here linear layout, but that class is already existing, so let me put my linear layout to avoid the confusion. Oh, one more thing. Okay, one more thing. Let me undo. You see, always make sure that the name of the class is the first, then the type of that thing that you're creating is an activity. So that will help you to organize, to identify which type of a class is it. And the class will always start with what? The capital letter. That is straightforward. So here, there are things that you can set if you want to be generated the layout file or not. So I'll say they should generate for me. Then another thing, now they'll ask you here, which type of a file do you want to have? Wait, package name, layout, package name, layout, okay. So when I click finish, do not ask me the type of file. I mean the main layout. Okay, no problem. So when I click finish, they'll create for me a layout. Now I have two layouts, this one and this one. I have this one and this one, two activities. So if you go to manifest, you'll find that they have registered another one more activity, which is this one. So if I want my application to open, I want this application, when I open it, automatically it should open this activity. So what do? I just copy this. I can cut this one. I come and put this class here. Let me switch them. You see, the class which is having this filter intent main is the one that will be opened. So now since we are concentrating on linear layout, so I've just switched them. This activity, the first one, I've just leave it on, put on the one with no intent filter, and the second one I put in the one with the intent filter. So this one it will open, it will automatically open. So if I have my main what? My linear layout, there it is. So my linear layout we're having here, the linear. So press Ctrl and click on it, then will be taken that linear layout. There it is. So if you click on code, you'll see they have created for you a constraint layout, because it will automatically create a constraint layout. So if you want to change it to linear layout, just select that part and write linear layout. That will be changed to linear layout. So the main point about linear layout, you can go and search about it, but the main point about linear layout is that things should be organized in form of lines. One should always either be on top of the other, and one should be in bottom of the other. That's the whole meaning, without even wasting much time. So I'm going to create here text. I'm going to create here text view. So I'll press less than sign and write text. You just write capital letter T and then write text view like this. Then you can say height should match parent. Width should match parent, and height maybe should wrap content. Okay. Then I have and come and put text, and then that is text that you're going to appear there. So I can say this is 1. Okay. And then I close it by just putting it. As simple as that. You don't need even, you'll find that most people when they begin, they always use this graphics thing. Every time they drag and drop things and put them here. No, it will reach time when you don't even touch this guy while you're working with code. And it is simple, they are just memorized, because it is what it was suggesting for you. Write the word text, then it will suggest for text view. So how do you suggest? Just write the less than sign, and then write the name of what? Of a class or of a layout. Don't will suggest for you the remaining things. So there we go. I'm going to give it size, and maybe text size maybe 20 dp, and let me give it some backgrounds that you should simply identify them. Background color, I'm going to say Android has its own color. Let's say Android, and then see the colors are there, see, and then at Android color. So that's what it is referencing. What it is referencing a value here, a resource of a value inside a value of Android colors inside colors here. So I can say colors, it is black, and then I say text color, it is white. Very good. Text color, it should be white. Then data should be opposite. So here I can work with the padding top, padding left, padding bottom. I believe you know the meaning of padding. Yeah. Very good. So say padding maybe 16. I can say maybe 3 dp, 5 dp, 5 dp. I can say 10 to be visible. So there we go. And then that is the first step that we've created. So you can see linear layout, for which you don't need to define the constraint. You don't need to do what. Automatically the thing will go on top of a layout. So if I run this, it will process. Now I have to restart the application. If you run it while you've changed the back end, your application will crash. It will not allow it. So if you want to, you have to do what? To rebuild. So I click here on rebuild to rebuild the application. You see, it did that. So I have to rebuild it. So come here to emulator. It can take a minute. While it is the building, it is done. Then it will install it. And when it is installed, we'll have application there. So see what I've told you. You see what I've told you, that the layout, the second class that we defined, because of manifest, it has made this one the first. That's why I need manifest to set those kind of rules. So this notification, this application bar, how do you do it, how do you remove it, and the rest we'll see how to do that all. So that's a linear layout. Let us define another another view within.
Yeah,
Another view. Let's make this one maybe red, maybe green, but you cannot see it. So the reason why we're not seeing it, it is simple. First of all, we have more than one views. So in layouts we have two types. You can say it should be defined in either should be organized in vertical way while they are standing or horizontal way. So you have to define that. You see, even linear layout is now crying. There is a warning. Hey, we do not specify whether you should organize them horizontally or vertically. So that's the only reason, that's the only thing that you must define here by coming here and write the word orientation, a property called orientation. Then orientation can either be vertical or horizontal. So you put vertical, one will be on bottom of the other. If I put horizontal, one will be on the other side. But why is it not appearing? It is because the width is matching parent. But if you put wrap height, wrap corner, you see? So it means that if this guy is too big, what will happen? Still to kick it out maybe. You see? It's kicking it out. It's gone. So that's it. So you have to do what? To put either horizontal or vertical. So okay, now the thing is, you've seen how it works with vertical orientation, vertical. I think you've already seen how it has worked. So I can say this one is 2. Okay.
So how if I want to make like one and
equal?
Yeah, vertical and another should go like.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So how do you do that? How to do that? Because before we go there, okay, to do that, maybe you want to make another one here, like separate. So if you want to do that, then it means that you'll have again to define another linear layout that is going to say to those rules. Linear layout. So you can put another parent inside another parent. Orientation maybe wrap vertical. Orientation match parent. Width height wrap content. Or define orientation vertical. Horizontal. Then I define like this. So I'm going to copy these two guys and put them back here. But remember, one is going to kick the other outside. So if you want to bring this guy back, so you have to give them what you call weight. Okay? So you come just here and give it weight. Okay? If you want them to be equally fitting there. So give this guy what you call weight. So layout weight, you can say this one is 1. So this one is just like a ratio. And give this guy a layout weight of 1. Then mean that they'll be equal. You understand? Let me make this one blue so that you can see the difference. Blue. And maybe they make this one what? Red. Red. Oh, red. So you see? This is another layout here, and it's having orientation horizontal. But if I want to give them weight, so even though whether this one becomes as huge as what, it will never take the space of the second one. It will never interrupt. So like that.
So we can identify more than one like linear layout, right?
Yeah, more than one, as many as you want.
But in constraint we cannot.
Even in constraint you can. Even inside constraint you can add the linear layout inside. Yeah, it doesn't matter. As long as you follow the rules. Even inside this one I can put another 10 linear layouts. As long as you don't abuse the rules. So I can come here, maybe I add another view. So there are now 3. So if I want to make them in different ratio, so I can put here 2. So it's 1 to 2. So this one where there is this one will take a space of this equal to 2 ones. So you can come here and make it maybe 3. The weight, then this one will be this times 3. So this one will be 1 divided by 3. It is equal to this. Divided by 2. I put 2. But if I make it 3, then it will be over 3. Ratio of 3 to 3. 1 to 3. So this times 3 is equal to this one. Yeah, that's the ratio. So that's how you can define them. Yeah, so that's all about linear layout. So you can again come and define it here, as long as you're not define the rules. it is okay. You see, I can again come and copy the whole thing, Ctrl D. See, yeah, so you can design as many as you want. You can separate them again and again. You can make them 4, you can make them 5, as long as you're not abusing the rules. So if I run it to process, and we'll have the layouts. So that's it. So we go to a relative layout. Those are the most popular ones. Oh, you should have a break, just first a break of 3 minutes or 5 minutes. And you drink on water.